Hello, YouTube family, Facebook family, biological family, and friends. Furthermore, hello, new acquaintances. I'm Carol Cortez on assignment, and that's called Mission Possible, to bless us all with information, both you and me. Welcome to AHEAD. That is an acronym for Achievers, Happy, Encouraged, Accomplished, and Determined. That's who I am, and I pray and trust that's who you are also. I have a guest today, and his name is Saeed. He's a real estate mogul, and he's a man of God, and he's going to share with us his journey into his current accomplishments. And he's the CEO and president of Genesis Property Group. So listen in, enjoy hearing his journey, and I believe it will bless you in your aspirations of life as he shares his adventure into what he's accomplished. Tell us a little about yourself and Genesis Property Group.
So, a little bit about myself first. Originally from New York, your youngest son.
Yes.
And so I went to school, undergrad and grad school, upstate New York. I did my first master's degree and my bachelor's at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute. And I studied electrical engineering. Then I took a job out here in Massachusetts after school, and that was right around the time that the dot-com bubble burst, and it definitely presented some challenges for me in my career, and so I started thinking more creatively about how I can create other sources of income, and so that's what prompted me to start the Genesis Property Group. It's a real estate investment and property management company. I only manage what I own in my portfolio, but the core business is real estate investing and property management of the portfolio.
Okay. Obviously, I love the name of your business. Can you tell us the origin and the significance of the business name?
Absolutely. So, as a young lad in Long Island, growing up, my mother, Carol Cortez, God bless you with a vision to start Genesis Christian Bookstore.
Yes.
And I think I was either 13 or 14 at the time.
Yes.
And particularly what stands out of my mind is one summer while you were still working, Rashid and I, my older brother, one of my older brothers, we used to take care of the store, and we actually started in our driveway.
Yes.
At the house. We had a tent that we set up. We had 6-foot folding tables with tablecloths, and we would put Christian books, tapes, CDs, just basically Christian bookstore materials out for sale. And we had a sign up in front of the house that said Genesis Christian Bookstore.
Yes.
And you were marketing. We used to go to shows. So the gospel shows,
Yes.
weekdays, weekends, and we would sell at the shows, and we just got the word out about the business. And so for me, I really learned and got inspired to be an entrepreneur through you.
Thank
So
you.
for me, it was only right that I would name my business after Genesis Christian Bookstore. So therefore, there's a significance of the Genesis Property Group.
And I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. So how did you get started in real estate, and when did you get started?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, when I graduated from college, the electrical engineering industry, the tech industry overall was a little bit shaky, and it was after the dot-com bubble burst. So I started looking, after experiencing layoffs and so forth, I started looking for other opportunities to create stability in my income and also hopefully build wealth. And so I had some friends that were doing well in real estate at that time. some early seeds that were planted related to real estate investing. Granddad, so your dad, my grandfather, had a couple of rental properties out in Long Island. So that seed was already planted there, and then having the real data points of seeing people around me making money off of real estate, combined with the uncertainty in my day job, it really gave me a kick in the butt to try to just get in here and get going.
Now, just stepping back a second, your day job before you started into real estate was you had went to college, and what was the focus in your college endeavors?
Yeah, so I majored in electrical engineering.
Okay.
And I designed computer chips. So I spent a decade working in the semiconductor industry. And the better part of that decade, I was a computer chip designer. And then in the latter part of that decade, I was in a sales and business development role.
Okay.
And so I actually started investing in real estate while I was still working full time. And then it got to a point where real estate became a very strong passion of mine. And I also realized how little I knew about real estate and finance overall. So I decided to go back to school and pursue a master's in business administration at MIT.
Nice, nice. So, how do you balance, strike a balance of the demand of being an entrepreneur and the other demands of life?
Yeah, that's always a constant challenge because being an entrepreneur sometimes demands that you put a lot of effort into accomplishing certain business goals, objectives, and so forth. And also, if the business isn't doing well financially, sometimes you may really have to throw yourself into it to kind of right the ship to make sure you don't run aground. So it's a constant challenge. So I'm married, father of 3 beautiful daughters, and so the demands of my life may not necessarily be the same as other people's lives, but for me, obviously, it's important for me to be present in my children's life, be present and spend time with my wife. So again, I have these dueling demands that it's always a challenge. I'm fortunate where being an entrepreneur, I get to work from home sometimes. So if I go through prolonged periods where I can be at home working, I may be mentally engaged in my work, but at least I'm physically present. And I find that helps. When I'm doing a project like this one that we're in, sometimes I'm off-site and I'm at a real estate site for long periods of hours and long periods of time during the course of the day, and even for a year or 2 years consecutively. And that obviously has an impact on my wife, on my children. So it's a constant balancing act.
So initially I mentioned that you are a real estate mogul. So tell us about something about approximately how many properties do you now own and operate? And how are they structured? Are they single family, multifamily, commercial? Share.
Yeah, so I own all multifamily properties. They're all based in a pretty tight geographic area within 30-mile radius of each other.
Okay.
And I did that strategically. I have owned properties in other states, so New York State, Michigan. I sold those off, and right now my portfolio is just in a tight area.
So Saeed, tell us something about the facilities that we're in right now.
Yeah, so this is a 22,000 square foot building, all in one story, and it's a former nursing home. And so I purchased the building approximately 6 years ago.
Okay.
And I bought it through an auction, actually, it was an online auction.
Okay.
And I didn't know what I was going to do with the building, but I figured God would lead me, and I figured it out, and I just powered through. So I ended up having a vision to convert it into apartments. So I have now completed the project, And this is the kitchen for one of the apartments. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath apartment with 2 bonus rooms. And I converted it to 18 apartments.
Very nice. So, as Saeed mentioned, right now, we're in one of the units in his 18 apartment building. It's 1 story. And we're going to give you a tour of one of the units. So, come on this journey with us and look at the beauty of what God allowed him to accomplish with God ordering his steps.
So this particular apartment is a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom with 2 bonus rooms. You have your video intercom. Kitchen with granite countertops and an island. Combination living room with private patio. This is one of the bathrooms. This is the guest bathroom, which has a tub. Coming back into the living room area, you have the 2nd bedroom. The bedroom has an ensuite entrance to the bathroom. This is just a view looking back at the entrance to the apartment. This here is a bonus room. It's good for an office or a playroom. This here is the master suite. Nice good sized closet, wall to wall, end to end. Within the master suite, it has its own private bonus room. That's also good for a nice shoe room, office. And then this here is the master bathroom with the quartz countertops. And the master bathroom shower, complete with body jets. The shower head is built into the ceiling. And behind the entry door, we have a little nook for towels. And that completes the tour of this 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom with 2 bonus rooms.
Please join me in thanking Saeed for being our guest and blessing us with so much information. I'm sure that you can incorporate it into your life, looking at what journey you need to take to be a blessing to God, to yourself, to your family, to the world. Does your walk as a Christian play a part in your businesses?
Absolutely. It plays a very important part. Most people would not necessarily relate to, but it's an integral part of who I am. It's an integral part of my business also. Not only is the name biblical in a sense, but also just in terms of my morals, my values, my decision-making scheme. The big part of business is making sometimes very calculated decisions. Sometimes you may be making decisions in a very quick time frame. You have to make swift decisions. Sometimes you're under duress. You may be under financial duress. You may have a sense of anxiety. So all of those pressures that come along with being in business, it really forces you to stay grounded in whatever your values are. Okay. So if you have strong values, God willing, that will come to fruition and materialize in your decisions. If you have less than good values, then there's a chance that you may end up making less than good decisions. So for me as a Christian, as a man of God, I try to follow my values as a Christian and use those guidelines and values as a standard for every decision that I make.
Okay. Well, somewhat in closing, what would you say is the most used book that you use in your navigating as an entrepreneur, as a man of God?
That's easy, the Bible.
And I want to thank you so much for sharing all these details with everyone, and I pray that all of you have been blessed by it. And please, I ask that you please click thumbs up, let us know that you like this information, and share it with other people if you would. We want to encourage one another so that we can all be strong in many different levels, financially, emotionally, mentally, and of course physically. And if you would, click on subscribe and ring the notification bell so you can stay connected with me. Leave me your comments, your questions, and your suggestions. If you would, there's a drop-down arrow. Hit that drop-down arrow. Typically, I've been giving Bible questions, and I'm going to type some Bible questions down there, 2 questions. Let me see you answer them. Let's have fun with this. Also, in the drop-down menu, you will see that I have other YouTube channels featuring very good messages by very good presenters. I encourage you to look at that selection that I have and be blessed by the information that they share with you. So I ask that you please stay blessed, stay encouraged, and stay connected with me, and I will talk to you soon again. Continue to stay connected, and if you would, join me in thanking Saeed for being with us and sharing all that great information with us. Thank you.